Well, my name is Frank Sage, and I'm the sales director for the European market for Exergy. Exergy, as you probably know, manufactures the most compact shell and tube heat exchangers on the market. So this allows us to get a very high heat transfer into a small geometry, which in turn allows us to manufacture mostly custom designed systems for cooling WFI and pharmaceutical distribution and dispense. So our engineering team work with from the conceptual design phase of a project to introduce the customer, the consultant, to this solution for safe, sterile, and sustainable dispense of WFI. So we say safe because it's fully automated. WFI is a very dangerous process media.
Yes.
We say sterile because we manufacture to meet standards and compliance, and also because we have 24/7 sterility of the subloop. And more than that, we can offer the customer a dispense valve that's remote from the cooler itself. And again, so all pipe work can be fully sterile 24/7. We get specifications from major pharma. Our largest customer in the world now has bought over 40 systems. Every WFI distribution and dispense project that they have, they tell us we want zero ambient pipe work, and we want no WFI waste, and we want instantaneous availability of variable flow and temperature WFI simultaneously without pressure drop loss 24/7. So that's a pretty high bar that we have to reach. But we do reach that, we reach it consistently, and when the customer takes the time to engage with our engineering group, our engineering team, we really provide an excellent solution for this most critical utility in pharmaceutical manufacturing.
And I think that's where our partnership comes in. So I'm Kanzu Carey, product portfolio manager with Burkert, my colleague Payne. And you mentioned zero pressure a lot. So that's the beauty of our flow wave design is an open pipe design, so there's zero restriction, as well as our sustainable and modular flow meter, really to optimize the system for cooling the WFI. And then here we have the sanitary valve for aseptic design. So it really completes the system that Exergy is putting together. Really great product.
And actually the partnership with Bürkert has proven to be a very successful one because of the high quality of what Bürkert do. This is our heat exchanger here, very compact heat exchanger. This heat exchanger will cool from 85 degrees C down to 20 degrees C in about 30 seconds of demand and deliver 20 liters per minute dispense. The thing with Bürkert and using their flow wave transmitter has really helped their process there. First, it's compact. Second, its accuracy level is very, very good. I won't mention who we've worked with before. Good product. This is exceptional. So, for example, if this unit was to deliver different flow and temperature, to control the temperature, we use the Burkert PID control valve on chilled water. So if the customer says, okay, I want 60 degrees, I want 40 degrees, I want 20 degrees, this will open the chilled water supply until that temperature is reached. You have a temperature probe here. We'll go back to the pre-programmed PLC here. We're showing a Siemens. We use Allen Bradley in the USA, but that will all be set up in partnership with the customer. This will get us temperature. When the temperature is right, the valve will open. The flow meter will also measure the flow, and then if there's a different flow to the 5 GPM, the valve would open then. So in process, you have your main WFI header. You've got two isolation valves here, zero static, just merely for maintenance and isolation. This valve here, when you're commissioning, we set this valve we use a strap-on flow meter here in the subloop until we can measure 1.2 liters per second flow through the loop. When we have that measured, we set that, and that's it. It's set up. So again, this is quite a basic unit. We do very complex units for chromatography skids where multiple process steps are needed. So as you would know, with the chromatography valves in this as well. So multiple process steps, variable flow, variable temperature, maybe up to 6 process steps.
Yeah.
A typical chromatography skid will need a significant buffer tank to maintain the flow of WFI during the chromatography process. They can't be starved of WFI. Our customers don't need a buffer tank any longer because we waste no WFI. And at each process step, at every process step, we actually configure the Burkert PID controller. We program 6 steps so that even the hunting, if you like,
Yes.
is greatly reduced.
Yeah. It's essentially modulate each step.
Exactly, as we do that within the factory. And again, I do have to say, working with the Burkert team and working with these controllers, I've known Burkert, I'm 148, as you can see. I've known Burkert a hell of a long time. I've sold a lot of control valves on very, very specific applications. I personally wouldn't trust anybody else. So it's a great solution for us. But on that chromatography application, when somebody goes to buy a chromatography skid, they're spending, a couple of million, maybe more, depends on the scale.
Yeah.
The massive challenge they have is, how do I now supply the most critical utility to this exceptionally important and expensive piece of process equipment? We say to them, let us take care of that. And we do. So
Well, that's the cost of the product itself.
yes,
It could be in the millions per batch.
yes,
It's very critical to nail the temperature
Yeah.
and have really accurate control when it comes to the temperature of the WFI.
absolutely. And this is why we trust you guys, because we have consistency, repeatability, we've repeated the design, and the world is ever more looking for packaged solutions. It doesn't really want to do stick build anymore. That's why there's so many skid manufacturers in the world over the last 40 years. Now they're looking at what they would have looked at as a traditional stick build solution for the delivery of variable flow dispense WFI and saying, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You can't even get the manpower anymore for, putting this together on site can be quite a long time. Every system that we build and design to the custom specifications is fully performance tested in our factory, arrives at site, 4 connections, 2 WFI, 2 utility, power and air, and about a 6-hour SAT for every system. It is truly remarkable what we do. So, and we're very, very pleased. Again, I hope you can hear how happy I am to be working with Burkert, because they're a fantastic team, always put people in. So,
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate the part.